Hey, I'm Peter, and I'm gonna show you my version of chicken Milanese. Now, I have a lot of Italian friends whom I love, and they're gonna judge me for this because I'm really gonna change this recipe. But this just shows you can start with a base, a very simple, and simple is always the best, right? But sometimes you wanna just kick up your food a notch, make it a little more interesting for the kids or for yourself because you really love these dishes. So this is gonna be breaded cutlets. I'm gonna do them a little bit differently, and we're gonna put a salad on top. Not a traditional salad that comes with a Milanese. It's a salad more that's, because it's winter now, we're gonna have ingredients for winter that are healthier for us. So I have chicken breasts here that have been brining. I'm gonna drain that. Now a brine is something you can do with chicken and other poultry to infuse flavor. And in that brine is just water. I'm just gonna rinse these. Just water, sugar, and salt. That's it. You can put herbs, you can put thyme, rosemary, garlic, onions, whatever you want. And just gonna rinse off the extra sugar. These have been brining for probably 2 hours. You can do breasts for 4 to 6 hours, 4 to 8 hours, I hear. If you do breasts for too long, it'll get too salty. If you're doing a whole chicken, do the research, but you can do that overnight because it's a whole chicken and it'll really absorb. It's really incredible. So we're gonna dry these off. And we're really cooking here. I'm not sure if this recipe is going to work because I haven't tried it on a stovetop for a long time. Usually I do this type of breading because I'm not using egg, and I put it in the oven at a super high, probably 500 degrees, and blast it, and you get a nice crispy texture. Because I'm not using egg, the breadcrumbs won't stick as much, and I know my Italian friends are shaking their heads. Peter, seriously, you're doing cutlets and you're not using eggs? I'm gonna turn this off right now. But don't turn it off right now. Stay with me because I really promise you that this is going to be a dish delicious. So we have our chicken breasts. We have a saran wrap. We're just gonna pound these out because we want them a little bit thinner, a little bit bigger, because we want them to cover the whole plate, and we want to put a big, beautiful salad on top. So we're just gonna pound these out a little bit. I like to use a little saran wrap. Pounding it out also breaks the muscle fibers. It makes them a little bit more tender. So that's always good. These are organic breasts. I always use organic ingredients when I can. And if you could afford it, I would encourage you to. I just think it's better for us and for the planet. That's my personal and professional opinion as a nutritionist. Last one. Okay, those are perfect. You don't want to cross-contaminate anything. That's why I'm using this pad. I'm going to turn this on and hopefully this works. It's going to be an experiment together. We're going to take this to heat. Okay. We're going to start at 300, see what happens. We're going to put some olive oil. I know some people like Peter, you can't fry in olive oil, but my mother and my mother's mother and her mother's mother, her mother's mother in Greece and in Italy, they've been frying food for centuries probably in olive oil, so I'm going to use it. I primarily use olive oil in all of my cooking because I think it's the healthiest according to the science, and according, if you look to the healthiest people in the world, they're using most likely extra virgin olive oil as their fat. Okay, so we're gonna get this ready. I'm gonna put this out of the way. We're gonna make our unique, I don't even know what you would call this. I'm using Dijon mustard. I love Dijon mustard because it's got a spiciness to it and it's also got some red wine. So some additional flavor than your regular mustard, but you could use any mustard that you want. And I'm using really amazing quality. I'm gonna do a little plug for my friend from LaRue Kitchen in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. I don't get any payback from this. I just buy this olive oil, this vinegar, because I absolutely love it. It's incredible. You're gonna see it's viscous. It is aged for 18 years. I mean, that's incredible. Anytime a product is nurtured for 18 years, you gotta say, wow, the quality, right? So we're gonna mix that together and make like a little paste, sort of. Maybe I'll put a little bit of olive oil in here too. Let's see what happens. Okay, that's getting hot already. How do you know if your oil's ready? That sizzle, I don't know if you could hear it. That's ready to go. Okay, so fingers crossed, let's see what happens here. I've got panko breadcrumbs that I mixed a little. You can buy them seasoned, but I like to put in dried oregano, thyme, and salt. We're going to get our chicken breasts back. Here they are. Okay. And you could salt these before. I'm going to salt them after. And we're just going to slather these guys. Take the little bit of excess off. And then try to get this as coated as best as we can. Now again, it's not going to be perfect because it's not egg. So we're going to expect that this dish is not going to be like Grandma Fortunata's. That was my friend's mother growing up, and boy was she an amazing cook. Okay, so we're going to place that in here. Sounds good so far. Hope for the best. And then we're going to do our other one. We're going to get it covered nice and good. And you can do a couple passes of this. And usually I'm a lot neater if I'm not brushing, if I'm not talking to you when I'm doing this. And that's one thing too that just reminds me. When you're cooking, if you're present and you pay attention, you can cook with love. And then the food will taste better. I promise you, it will. Okay, we got our second one in. We're just gonna do two because that's all we have room for. I'm gonna get this stuff out of the way. I'm gonna wash my hands. And then we're gonna start on our salad. The salad couldn't be easier. Oh, and I used my bowl for the salad. That was gonna be my salad bowl. So I'm gonna use this bowl for the salad. And this is so easy. Organic baby arugula. I like it because it's got a little bit of bite to it. It's bitter. And bitter greens are going to be healthy for us because they have very high antioxidant levels, which are cool. Okay, so we're going to do this little base. Now you can build the salad right on top of your Milanese, but I want to show you this. Let's just check these. Okay, they're browning, they're looking good. Now when I flip them, it's going to be a challenge, you'll see. We're going to lose some of that breading, but I love this dish because if you mess up on your breading, it's going to be covered by the salad, so it doesn't matter that much. So we got our base of the salad, and let's cut up some cherry tomatoes. Now, like I said, it's winter here in New York. Tomatoes are usually not in season in New York, but so I wouldn't use regular tomatoes, but cherry tomatoes, grape tomatoes are usually good all year long. A lot of them are hothouse grown now, so they still have a lot of flavor, and I love tomatoes. You see how I threw that one out? It was mushy, it was bad. Don't put bad food in your good food because it's going to make your good food taste bad. I learned that over the years of trial and error. If something's rotten, just get rid of it, work around it. Okay, so we've got that. I think I'm going to take a chance at turning these because I see it smoking, and let's hope for the best. Oh, looks awesome. I saved like 70% of the breadcrumbs, so that's good. Other one, that one I saved maybe 85% of the breadcrumbs. That's awesome. Again, it's going to be covered by, I'm just going to turn the heat down a little. It's going to be covered by the salad, so it doesn't really matter that much. We're going to cut our red onion, top and bottom off, cut down the middle, peel. This recipe, by the way, or this dish is so quick and easy. You can marinate the day before, have the chicken breast waiting in the kitchen. I just threw half the onion away. We'll wash that and use that later. Okay, so all we're going to do is a very quick sliver of these. Okay, that's all we need. We're gonna flatten these out. So I like these really thin. Okay, that's ready. And now we're going to assemble our plate. That's not quite done, so we're just gonna build the salad while that's cooking. And then maybe we'll assemble it. So what we're gonna do are the onions first. I'm gonna spread them out. As much or as little onions as you want. You can use white onions if you want. The reason I use red onions because they're just prettier on a salad. If you're cooking, it doesn't really matter, right? So we've got our onions, we've got our tomatoes. These are, by the way, organic. The onion's organic. Like I said, everything pretty much that I'm using is organic because I just want to feed myself and my kids, especially and the people that I care about, the healthiest food possible. And then we're going to do some fun things here. These are dried cherries. They're all organic. When I was in physical therapy school, I read a cool study. Just 3 dried cherries a day is similar to taking an anti-inflammatory medication. How incredible is that, right? So if you've got back pain, knee pain, and not only inflammation doesn't cause pain, it also causes disease in the body. You know that, right? So if we can decrease our inflammation by eating healthier, eating less inflammatory foods, and doing less inflammatory things, not drinking too much, smoking too much, letting our stress get out of control. I think this is still cooking. I'm going to turn it up a little bit more. Then we decrease our risk of getting infection. Okay, so I'm back. I don't know why, but my camera shut off for some reason. And I was talking about dried cherries. We're going to add some of those to the top of this. And we're going to do these are organic raw pumpkin seeds. You could toast these up in a hot frying pan for a few seconds before you put these on. They're going to taste a lot better, and you could salt them a little bit. But pumpkin seeds are also anti-inflammatory, super healthy, lots of fiber, omega-3s. We're going to do sunflower seeds. These are toasted and salted. And then we're going to do a little treat. Instead of using the little mozzarella balls, I forget what they're called, we're going to use goat cheese. I'm just going to turn this down again. Excuse me. And I don't know a better way. If you know a better way, you tell me. But goat cheese, you really just put on with your fingers. It's a little bit messy. This is room temperature. I usually keep it really cold, and then it really crumbles so much better. This is just like working with Play-Doh, basically, here. But you know what? If your friends aren't watching, your family's not watching, they won't get too grossed out with you handling their cheese. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna keep this on the side. And all that's left to do, really, oh, I do have one more ingredient here. I have dried cranberries as well. And this is just really a nice color thing. Meaning there's green, yellow, that's like a light yellow, red, dark red, crimson, and just red, which is awesome. Okay, and then we're going to use that amazing balsamic vinegar, like I said, and we're just going to drizzle this over. And believe it or not, that's our dressing. This balsamic vinegar is so good, you don't need anything else. I'm going to plate this. Let's see how this is. Oh, that looks awesome. I don't know if you could see that, but that second side came out so much better. And then what we would do is build the salad on top of this. We're just going to take this and put this on top. I hope you try it. Send me an email. Maybe I'll post the ingredients in with this post. And the other thing I want to remind you of, if you work for an organization, you're responsible for people in a school, a group, corporation, you plan events, I'd love to talk to you about doing wellness programs for your people. This is the best time, you probably know this, it's the best time to help people increase their immunity, decrease their stress and anxiety, get back to connected to their power, to their true self, so that they can look and feel great and start living and being engaged in their lives, especially during these tough times. So I hope I hear from you. I hope you try this recipe. Send me some of your favorite ideas, maybe what I should be cooking next. And until next time, I'm Peter.